What is up, everybody? Welcome into Hoop State Game Day live from the CARMEL Christian Tip-Off Classic presented by Phenom Hoops. Miles Mastrocola, Anthony Simmons, Rod Bridgers. Fellas, night one. I was not here. Act as if I'm one of the viewers. Give me the breakdown on kind of the exciting moments of the night. Simmons, what was your big takeaways from night one here?
First and foremost, got to show CARMEL Christian some love. Their student section is the best in the state. We're here, so I got to start off with that. But I think both games were all three games were very entertaining and energetic. Starting with the first one with Quality Education and Northside actually went into overtime. Quality Education had a couple shots at the basket at the end to win the game, came up short. Northside overtime went crazy, like an AAU run. Hit a lot of big shots, was able to get out of there with like a 9-10 point win. Combine came in here, brand new uniforms, looking like the Minnesota Timberwolves, kicked the door in the first quarter, had everybody thinking the game was over. And then George Marshall started to do what George Marshall does. TBS showed the potential, barrage of threes. Halftime actually had the lead. Combine went back in the locker room, talked about things, and came out. And Raquise Passmore turned into the Arab there, okay? Played off a trampoline and got wild in here, rah, as I would say, with the headsets on. And then you come back, you got CARMEL Christian, you got Northwood Temple. Northwood Temple, mature backs on the front line.
Yes.
Okay? They got a footer. Take my man out, bring in another footer. Take him out, Big John Baldwin. Your man, Big John Baldwin, stepped out, showed the three ball.
Oh, really?
Okay? Showed the three ball, hit a three, couple and ones. Screamed in big gold tee. But once again, Joe Badgett and his crew do what they does. Boston Smith swung around the rim on some brother like Ricky Steamboat. Shut the gym down, and it was a dub. Mustaf got on the rim. Show what he does. Bryce Cash, the El Capitan, and it was a successful night.
100%. Rod, I mean, Simmons really did a good job covering all bases.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about that Combine TBS game, because I feel like that was the one with the two powers, the two teams that both defending state champions. And I feel like we saw both teams show some things that are really encouraging and some stuff that they're both going to have to work on. What was kind of your takeaways from that game?
I think for the biggest thing for Combine, I always look at them. They're going to be judged on a game-by-game basis because they're so talented. One thing you saw at Combine, they jumped out early on TBS, and a lot of people thought the game was over at that point. But like you said, like Simmons said, credit to Coach Marshall and TBS for fighting back. Zion Walker did an amazing job in that second quarter, getting a lot of paint touches. Him and Cam flipping as well, and those guys started shooting the cover off the ball. Stephen Lassiter. I drew a blank, number 13. I forget his name. Xavier, yes. Yes, they shot the cover off the ball that second quarter. I think they maybe hit 5 or 6 threes as a team, and they took the lead. But the second half, honestly, basically, games like that is where your stars shine the brightest, and no star was brighter last night in that game was Silas Jr. in that second half. He just controlled the game from a point guard spot. He got to his spots. He found people. He finished at the rim. He made a couple of nice moves to get himself going. The first half, you can tie a little bit. He was kind of trying to feel his way out. Trentyn Flowers got going early, so he was trying to let him go do his thing. But for Silas in the second half, you could tell that he's the unquestioned leader of Combine. I mean, and honestly, the statement was made last night. I think Combine goes as far as Silas Demery takes them, and that's no disrespect to the other guys on that team. But when you have a clear-cut leader like a guy like Silas, it can take you a long way.
Yeah, I think that the early thing with Combine and Silas is the importance of truly having an identity. The fact that it's a new team, the fact that it's a lot of new players, new coach.
And what makes a difference is this is his second year with Mike, so he knows what Coach Mike Wright expects from him and things like that. Those other guys are still trying to adjust, so it's easier for Silas to jump out in the gate and look the way he's looked because he's had 30-plus games under Coach Mike Wright. Yeah,
and Simmons, you've had the opportunity to coach him as well. Is he such a natural bridge between a coaching staff and the players? Is that just something that he's found himself being capable of doing in the last few years?
Yeah, and the thing about it is that Silas is a listener. Right, and so ultimately at the end of the day, no matter what team you play for, there's going to be somebody that's going to be that wants to teach you a style and tell you a job that you have to do. He's a good kid. He's so good at blocking out the personal stuff and understanding that I'm here to make this team the best team it can be, and I'm here to basically do what you're asking me to do. And I think by coming in with that mindset, he's a very easy kid to coach. And I think it starts just from his foundation at home. Two great parents, they were similar the same way, just guided him. And his job was to go out and make sure he checked all boxes, and that's what he does.
Absolutely. I think we're going to break down today's games here in a little bit. I think we're about to bring on a couple special guests. I think first up it's going to be Coach Joe Badgett, head coach here, at Carmel Christian, where we're having the tip-off event every year, the best way to start the high school season that we know about. And then Boston Smith, who, like you said, Simmons, was swinging around the rim last night.
Yeah, he punched on Buddy. It was messed up. Hung on the rim, one hand joint. Yeah. It was tough.
It was crazy. So we're about to bring them in here in just a moment. So if you'll be patient with us, and we'll be ready with y'all with those two in just a minute. What is up, everybody? We are back. Miles Mastrocola here on Hoop State Game Day. Coach Joe Badgett. How you feeling, my man?
Good. How you doing?
Boston, what's going on?
Nothing much.
Man, so you guys start your season off with a win last night, and you got another big one tonight against Asheville School. How do you, on a quick turnaround like this, how do you make sure guys like Boston and the rest of your boys are mentally locked in?
Well, just first let me say this, man. What you guys do is I just want to thank you guys for what you do for these kids.
Appreciate that.
I've seen this evolve, and not only do you know the game, but you guys are out at circuit events and all of that, and you know the kids and the amount of time that y'all put in to elevate these kids, man. It should be acknowledged. So I appreciate what you guys do.
Always.
To answer your question, man, it's just. You know how it is, Miles. You got to get them in, get them up on Saturday morning because it's a tough game, first game in the home building with that crazy student section that we love so much, and so we always come out. We know we're gonna be a little nervous and all starting off, but they kind of settled down into it defensively and kept their composure, pulled the game out, and then you just get to the next game. So we got in this morning, got some shots up. Talked about the little bit of the scouting report that we know because they hadn't played yet, but they're a well-coached team. So we got to be disciplined, come in and play our defensive style that we want to play and try to get up and down the floor a little bit more tonight than what we were able to do last night against the zone the whole game. So that's what we talked about, and then we just got to get out there and play the game, man.
100%. Boston, for you, he mentioned the student section. What kind of boost do they provide you guys on the floor? Do you feel like you could just run that much faster and jump that much higher sometimes?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it just adds so much adrenaline and just helps you overall. Because for me, dunking, it just gives you that extra boost, I guess. So.
He had a couple of them last night. And Boston, I got one more question for you. Your dad is, I would say, one of the greatest trash talkers in the history of sports. Maybe all of humanity. Is that still in the bloodline for you, or are you more of a quiet killer, or is he reining you in?
I mean, he tells me to, but I'm more of a quiet killer, I would say.
Okay, good. But so for you guys as being Carmel Christian to have the opportunity to host this event on an annual basis, how does it kind of propel you guys into the season where we've seen you guys win a lot of state championships in recent years and stuff like that? So what does it mean to have this here every year?
Man, it's when me and Coach Dinkins, when we started this thing, we're about routine, and I don't like changes. So change shocks me. So when we start off, we play this event every year, and there's a couple other events that we just routinely play. But man, this really jump starts us because it's in our building. Our students get to buy into it. The school and the athletic department, Coach Coffey and Lauren Mello, Jeremy Singleton, and their staff, man, they go above and beyond hospitality, tickets and all. So it's just a big, exciting thing. And then with you guys coming on board, a few years ago and watching that part evolve as well, it's become a national event. It's ranked as one of the top tip-off events in the country. and that's because everybody's just all in on it, and it really gets us going. That's what we look forward to. We don't play any games before the tip-off. We're scrimmage, but our first game is in the tip-off. So that's the pattern, and I like the pattern, so we stay with the pattern. So it means a lot to me to have it here.
Good. Boston, I got one final question for you, and we'll wrap this up. Is he the best-dressed coach in the country?
I'll give it to him.
Oh, you'll give it to him? It sounded like he was being friendly, like, Coach, play me a little more tonight.
I got ragged last night, Rick, and
oh, really?
Them fans, and it's like you didn't have on a suit. I've never seen you without a suit. I was like, it's Friday night, it's raining
Casual
outside,
Friday.
man. We just tried to chill a little bit, but I guess we're gonna have to go back to go back to the routine.
If I know you like I think I do, you're throwing a fit tonight, Coach.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have one
for sure. All right, Boston, Coach Badgett, appreciate you guys coming on, and we'll bring on Jaden and Bryce Cash here in just a moment. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay patient with us.
All right, thank you, man.
Always.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Rob Bridges, and welcome back to Hoop State Live, here live at the CARMEL Christian Tip-Off, presented by Phenom Hoops. I'm joined now by Bryce Cash and Jaden Mustaf. Fellas, what's going on?
What's good? Good, it's going good.
Good, thank y'all for coming on. So, first question for y'all, man. Last night was your first game of the season, live environment here, big win versus Northwood Temple. Y'all just kind of describe what that environment was like in the win for you.
Yeah, the student session, y'all saw it, man. It was live packed. So I mean, with that crowd, I mean, it was pretty. At first the jitters was going and stuff like that, but then when I settled down, and I think we all just we all played good towards the end. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, we were just real energized going to the game. Everybody had a lot of energy, so I think we just had to calm down a little bit. And once we calmed down some, we were fine.
Absolutely. So this is both of you guys' first year at CARMEL Christian. Just kind of talk about what the expectations Coach Badgett and his staff has kind of placed upon you guys for this year.
Yeah, since June we've been together from conditioning, weightlifting, just playing together. We want to get that state championship. That's the main goal for the team, and we all have that in mind. So when we all have that in mind, then that raises our level of play, I feel like. So,
just playing for Coach Joe, you got to play a lot of tough defense real hard, and then we have a lot of people that can score and do things on offense. So as long as we play defense and if we can get up and down the court, we'll be fine.
Now, Jaden, you're originally from Maryland. This is your first game here in the Hoop State in North Carolina. Describe the environment for you, man. Is it the Hoop State? Is it different here in North Carolina versus Maryland, or?
With the players, I know up in Maryland, everybody it's like everybody played, everybody has a chip on their shoulder up there because sometimes we get overlooked. So players play real hard up there, but down here I noticed as soon as I came down here my name just got bigger automatically. Just coming down here, it's something on Twitter every single day about the team or me or something like that. So and playing down here, there's a lot of talent down here and things like that. So I think it was a good move.
No, absolutely. One thing I say about here in the Hoop State is just that what we really do, we really try to shine a light on players like this. Even guys like Bryce, Bryce is known in North Carolina as probably the best on-ball defender. And what that is, that's a value. So now college coaches kind of come in and they see, and even bigger schools, you see all the time, all these guys are transferring, going to different schools around the country, but they're coming because they see what we do here in the Hoop State. So, speaking of that, been here in CARMEL here, the defending state champions. Talk about kind of playing for Coach Badgett and what that means for you guys.
Man, it's fun playing with Coach. He gonna get after you, but I mean he wants the best for us, so that's all you can ask for a coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he get on us a lot. Like even me and him, he'll get on us a lot, and we're like two of the leaders on the team. But he gets on us a lot, just like he gets on everybody else. And going to the next level, we need something like that.
Yeah, that's one thing about Coach Badgett that I love. Like he holds guys 1 through 12 accountable. It doesn't matter if you're the star player or if you're a role player. He's gonna hold you guys accountable. So my one question for you guys, kind of a little lighter here, man. Before the game, you lose. So what you guys listening to? What's in the ears right now? What you?
Me?
Yeah.
I got Lil Baby on.
That's okay. True or false? I gotta ask you this question. Lil Baby's last album, was it a flop or is it?
That joke was hard.
I mean, it was hard to me.
I mean, he never dropped a flop.
This is what I think. I think the bar for Baby's been set so high.
Right.
Yeah, so y'all
it was a little underwhelming for me. That was just me. I'm older though.
I'm still listening to it every day.
Okay, I didn't know if y'all listen like the new 21 Drake or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a favorite, but I mean, I listen to anything really. Right.
Got you, Coach. So, last question too, man. So, okay, tonight you got another big game against Asheville Christian, man. So what are y'all looking to kind of make another statement tonight, Will?
For sure, yeah. We got the first game out the way, so now it's just downhill from here. And we look every game, we just come in focused and ready to go.
Yeah, I think we just taking it game by game. So tonight, coming with the same mindset we had last night, come get the win.
All right, absolutely. Well, guys, listen, Bryce, Jaden, man, I thank you guys for coming on, man. Appreciate you, bro. If y'all need anything, let us know, man. But yeah, we'll be back here in a second. All right,
sir.
we doing pick 'em.
Yeah, do you have the schedule?
I think I remember.
We're talking about the games today, then we're doing pick 'em, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we doing pick 'em while we doing games?
I need my phone real quick for this.
I know the schedule though.
Oh, we're on. Hey guys, we're back.
You gotta hit it with it. Yeah, we back. Yeah, you gotta hit it with it.
We're back.
All right. So,
working through the kinks, guys.
Oh, I mean, look, you're going to get us, we're going to be us, and you're going to have no choice but to embrace us.
I'm proud that we haven't cursed yet. I mean, we've been on for about 20 minutes.
Well, it's not like our live show.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so either way, we're back. Appreciate the Carmel Christian boys for coming on
Absolutely.
and joining us, as they always do. But we have games to talk about today, and there's a lot at stake going on. I know after this, we got QEA and Westminster Catawba playing right now. QEA is up 11. With 1:49 left in the third quarter.
I think I'm going to limit pick QA for this one.
Okay. You're just getting a quick 11-point spot. I don't think we're going to do pick 'em yet, but at the same time, we do have a game here coming up between Northside Christian and Northwood Temple.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a smaller team in Northside against a much larger team in Northwood Temple. You guys were able to see both these teams last night. How do what are the keys to this one?
I think it's two totally different styles. Northside Christian loves to get up and down. They shoot a lot of threes. They do a lot of pressure, play a lot of pressure defense. Joshua Bullock was absolutely amazing last night. Did a good job of getting in the paint touches, finding guys. A lot of steals, not the three ball down as well. I think he's going to be kind of the catalyst of this game. It depends on how to slow the game go. For Northwood wants to slow this game down, dump it down inside to the bigs, and see if they can get easy buckets. So it's going to be a good matchup.
This is a tough one for me because it's almost like, you know how in the football game they be like in the trenches, like with North side, like they're gonna have to really rebound because you got John Baldwin, you got two other footers, and then the thing about Northwood Temple is Coach James Strong, state championship coach. That zone, like they play so hard, and their front line guys are so physical. Like that last night that matchup with CARMEL, like that was a heavyweight fight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But CARMEL had a roster that is just as physical as Northwood Temple. I feel like Northside has an offensive advantage, but it's going to be, are they tough enough?
Yep.
Are they tough enough to win this game? You know, so this is a tough one for me.
It definitely is. It's going to be a battle. And then coming up at 3 o'clock, a spicy one. 1 of 1, led by Jeff McGinnis, Jaquan Moore, and their whole crew. Johans Connor, one of the top freshmen in the state of North Carolina, taking on Combine Academy, preseason top 15 team in the country. It's obviously the dynamic with Jeff going against his former team is interesting, but even all that aside, this is a big, big basketball game with a lot of talent on the floor. Simmons, I'll throw it to you first.
First, I'm going to say something to kind of throw it to Rod. Honestly, with this, like, it's spicy, but I'm tired of the Jeff-Mike Wright comparison.
Yes.
Coming from my community. I think it's absolute BS.
Yes.
Because these are the facts. These are two of the better coaches in the state of North Carolina the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? They were both in state championship games. Jeff McGinnis is his own guy. Carolina, Oak Hill, NBA, Team Charlotte, great job. We're not going to discredit Mike Wright, QEA, Liberty Heights. These are two great coaches. So let's stop pitting them against each other. And let's celebrate their accomplishments. It's Combine versus 1 of 1. It's going to be a great basketball game. Let's make it about the kids. And like you said, like, there's so much youth with 1 of 1. 1 of 1 has jumped on the scene, AAU-wise, and now, you know, in the prep scene, and they're making noise, right? They're going all over the country. They're extra fly. They talk and they talk. And they got young guys that I'm interested in seeing perform today. And with Combine, you know, at the end of the day, whether it's Jeff McGinnis, whether it's Mike right now, Combine has always been a nationally ranked school. They've always had a target on their back. And the Combine goes today, I think they're coming to the game knowing, like, they already had targets with Lincoln Charter, all the things. They know 1 of 1 wants to beat them. So I don't think energy-wise they're going to be down. Now, gameplay-wise, the ball got to go in the basket. But I think energy-wise, Mike Wright team going to be ready to play.
I agree. That was perfectly said. I can't agree with that any more than what you said. I think for 1 on 1, this is a great measuring stick. An early season matchup versus a top 15 national team. You want to see where you stand. Win, lose, or draw. You want to see if your team can come out here and compete with these teams on a national level. Because obviously 1 on 1 is a program that wants to get to where Combine is. And you know, it's kind of funny. This is where we saw Combine a couple years ago with the ascension with a young Robert Dillingham, with Jeff McGinnis and those guys, Jalen Hood-Schifino and those guys. So that's going to be a great measuring stick. For Combine, to be honest with you, I think last night was kind of I feel like they kind of we're looking ahead to today, and I don't want to say they overlooked the Burlington school, but their focus might have been on the game today because of all what comes with that game. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a really good game between two really good teams, well-coached teams as well. And I'm just, like I said, like what Simmons says, man, it's about the kids at the end of the day. Let's leave it at basketball. Yep. That simple.
Echoing, it's about the kids. There's one kid in this game that I'm legitimately excited to watch play. One of the older kids on 1 of 1. Jaquan Moore is back.
Gucci.
He's healthy, and us three know better than anyone. He could play with anybody.
Anybody in state.
He's healthy. He's playing well. He averaged 15 and 5 up in Minnesota. First game's under the whistle in a long time, since about January. So it's a golden opportunity for him to reclaim his stake as one of the best players in the state of North Carolina. Because from really the time he was at Trinity all the way through that summer with Team Loaded and up until he got hurt at Word of God last year, he was a consensus top 7 to 10 guy in a really loaded class in North Carolina. So what an opportunity this is for him.
That was when everybody was here still too.
Yeah,
so absolutely.
Exactly. So for him, it's just a matter of, can you stay healthy, can you keep playing well, but what an opportunity for him against a Combine team that is loaded, and I mean loaded with talent from top to bottom. So that's what I'm looking forward to in that game. Coming up after that, this is 2 of the top NCISAA schools in the state of North Carolina. A lot of high-level players on the floor. Concord Academy, led by Avion Pinner, J.J. Moore, Noah Van Bibber, Isaiah Tate, taking on Greensboro Day, led by Jaden Young and the whole crew over there. They got Bachman, Will Otto. They got some young players that can go. This is going to be a really well-coached battle. Simmons, I'll give it to you first.
AP, is you with me? Oh, yeah, Avion Pinner, the most underrated player in the state of North Carolina right now. Unsigned, 6'8", going crazy. Last game, 24-10, 5-5. A lot of highlights. I'm excited to see him with his Concord Academy team. I think it was a marriage. I think it was the perfect marriage from leaving TBS because what he needed to show was his complete game. And one thing we know about Concord Academy, they're going to let you hoop. All the way back to our guy, it was a shooter they had.
Trey Benham.
Yeah, Triple H.
Division I starter as a sophomore.
All the way back to Triple H. Coach is going to let him play. And I can't forget Rise guy. I'm going to give him an opportunity platform to talk about him. But Jaden Young, his growth, what he did this summer, Virginia Tech commit, we're just super proud of that kid.
Absolutely.
Like, battled through adversity, injuries, chatter, and he's where he knew and his family knew he would belong, and I'm going to give it a ride with that.
Yeah, absolutely. With Jaden, man, Jaden battled through a lot of his career at Greensboro Day, battling injuries. He was on an ascension, and those injuries kind of derailed him a little bit. But to see Jaden recapture what he was prior to injury, it was amazing to see. One thing about Greensboro Day, like me and Miles talked about on the pregame show, the standard is still the standard with Greensboro Day.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't matter who they roll out there. Those guys are they're gonna run their offense. They're gonna be sound. They're gonna be connected at the hip defensively. They're gonna do their thing in that regard. So Greensboro Day is gonna always be a contender regardless of who's on that roster. But with a guy like Jaden Young headed to Virginia Tech, he's as good as it gets in the state of North Carolina. For Concord Academy, like, they've been together all summer since June and July. Now you starting to see that chemistry where it comes together it's like lightning in the bottle almost. Like that big win against Lincoln Charter the other night, won by 40 or 50 points. Avion Penner, man, you've heard nothing but good things about Avion all year. And then when you got a guy like Noah Van Bibber who can just stretch the defense, and you got guys like J.J. Moore and Isaiah Tate who can break down, get paint touches, man, that's a recipe for a really good team. Honestly, I think Concord Academy is probably they're trending part in that 7 to 10 range in the state. So.
That's an underrated backcourt too with Isaiah Tate and JJ. That's season fry for real.
100%.
Season fry.
Like those are guys that can that is a tough team to guard because Van Bibber obviously stretches everybody out. So it allows guys like Penner and Moore and Tate to make plays off the bounce. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one. And then Tate and Moore can also make shots from the outside as well. So that's going to be a great game. And then Greensboro Day, like you said, they're just a factory. They're state championship or bust every year. They're coming in here with no intention other than to win this game and win it decisively. So we'll see what they do. After that, we have a big-time 2024 guard matchup. Cannon School TBS, Zion Walker, Austin Swartz. Simmons, I know you're a fan of high-level guard play, two guys that can go get a bucket whenever. How do you see this one going down?
I'm a fan of both. This is going to be very interesting. I think like with TBS now, you can't forget Cam Flippin along with Zion. Two guards that they're not going to give you anything. What I mean by that is I like then it starts with their physicality. And then from a defensive standpoint, and then when their jump shots are falling, they're really, really hard to guard. Austin Swartz is different though. He's nasty. Okay, I'm talking British Bulldog nasty with the running power slam.
Top 150 kid.
Austin Swartz will cuss you out while he's doing his work. That's the difference with him. He'll cut your slam out, don't care nothing about you, call your auntie something wild, and he can shoot that thing. And at Cannon School, it's his show. They let them rock.
Yeah, because they got Isaiah Henry, another young guard with him who can really
brolic too.
Extremely. Big guard. They got Jalen Claggett who can really shoot it, especially from the corner.
Yeah, they all right.
They got some guard, and they got some guards that can go get a basket. So it'll be a good matchup, another high-level private school one. Rob, what you got now?
No, definitely. I think Simmons, he laid it out perfectly, man. TBS is looking to rebound from their loss yesterday to Combine. Cam Flippin and Zion Walker were really good yesterday. Steven Lassiter as well, too. With TBS, man, I'll caution people to kind of don't look at their record in November, December, because one thing about them, they're going to play any and everybody. They don't care who they play, but iron sharpens iron. So by the time January and February rolls around, I guarantee you the Burlington School will be there at the end.
I was having this conversation with someone yesterday. Georgia's first year feels very, very similar to Bernardi's first year.
Yep.
Where they take some lumps out of the gate. They're going to play a ridiculous schedule, but that first year they made a run to the state championship and lost by 3.
One thing I told George last night, too, as we talked about after the game, I said, when you have a team like that can shoot the basketball at that level, you're going to be in every single basketball game that you play, because shooting is the ultimate equalizer in a basketball game. You can stop a whole lot of stuff by knocking the 3-ball down, because it literally opens everything up. It opens up driving lanes. It opens up so many other things as well, too. So that's a really good, well-coached basketball team. Like I said, you better beat them now.
Yep, so exactly. And the nightcap. The Cougar Den will be rocking. Carmel Christian, Asheville School. You guys were able to see what this Carmel Christian team looks like last night. Asheville School led by Turkish point guard Darren Saran, 6'2", 6'3", has a handful of Division I offers, can really, really play, but he's going to have his hands full with the kind of defensive stuff that Carmel's going to throw at them. Rod, what you got?
Oh, yeah, you got baby Goran Dragic over there, man. That's what he plays like to me. So, but he can play, man. You know, the guys here feeding on Kobe, they rave about him. I mean, they say he's the best unsigned 2023 guard in the state right now. So he's a really high-level guy. But for Carmel, man, they're at home. Carmel, they don't really lose at home, man. With this crowd is electric, that how electric it is, man. It might be a long night for Asheville School.
Yeah, me too. And then the thing about it is, it's like it's rare now with traditional high school teams that they have an official front line.
Yeah.
Big Caleb Silas, Michael Marcus. Michael Marcus is turning the curve. Like last summer, thought he was a little more perimeter based. Came over here with Coach Joe. Coach Joe is the player development coach. You can tell him putting in work. He's an inside-outside threat, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's dunking the basketball, being strong, stepping out, hitting jumpers. Big Caleb loves that drop step when he steps through with the baby hook. And then when you got, Mr. Kamani Works shooting the ball, but Jaden, Mustaf, and Bryce running the wing, you hit the sub button, and Boston Smith playing slam ball.
Yeah.
That's a tough team, man. That's a tough team, but
they're gonna wear a lot of teams down this year defensively. Those two high-level wings, the way they defend, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to play Carmel zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you can't play them man. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
All right, pick 'em time. North side, Northwood. Simmons, who you got?
I'm going with the mature backs.
Heard you.
I'm going with Northwood Temple. Josh, I do not want to slap box. Don't take it personal. Raymond, I'm sorry. Hey, Joe, let's get a honey bun after this, man. Pause.
I'm going Northwood Temple.
I'm going Northwood Temple, too. I think that front line is just a bit too much. Combine, 1 of 1. Simmons.
21. Can you do something for me? Silas, Demery Jr., Political Mike, Purple Flowers.
Happy birthday to Mike Wright, too, man.
Yeah, happy birthday.
NBA Keys. I'm rolling with the GOATs.
Rod?
Be a very spicy game, like a lot of emotion in this game. But when it comes down to basketball, Combine has the best best 3 players in that game, so I'm going to go Combine.
I'm going to go Combine as well. I think it's a competitive one, though.
Yeah.
Next up, Concord Academy, Greensboro Day. This one feels like the biggest toss-up. You guys want me to go first?
Yes. Yeah.
I got Concord. I think this is Avion Pinner, man on a mission moment. And, he's going to probably flirt with 15 and 15, 4 or 5 assists. And I think that this is an opportunity for him to kind of re-propel himself back into the prospect discussion and get his recruitment back to where it really belongs.
AP, is you with me?
Oh,
yeah. That's who I'm going with.
You got to hit the church. You got to hit the church. I'll be devil's advocate. I'm going to go Greensboro Day.
Okay.
I'm going to switch up a little bit. I think Jaeden has 20 plus.
TBS, Cannon. Rod, we'll start with you.
I'm going to go TBS just because TBS is kind of acclimated to this atmosphere. It's going to be a live game. A lot of people are going to be in here. They had that big game moment last night against Combine, but I'll go TBS.
Front line from Cannon looks like what?
We'll see.
TBS.
I think TBS is going to be too physical. I think TBS gets it done. And, I mean, the last one, with all due respect to our guy Darren Saran, Carmel Christian, they don't really mess around and lose at home.
Gus Bus not walking through that door.
Yeah, Gus Bus not walking through that door. We wish he was.
Yeah, I got something for you, Asheville School. Getting. You getting rolled, brother. Straight.
All right, I'll take it. Rod's got Carmel. I got Carmel. I think that's it for Hoop State Game Day. This is it. This is all we need. We'll be back doing this just about every week. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all. Be sure to tune in live. Link in bio. Cop the stream. Come hang. We'll be here all day.